Good morning. Somebody tie her up. Thank you very much. I am so thrilled to be here in support of your World AIDS Day, first World AIDS Day here in Wabasso. All right. I am your Area 15 or your Regional Director for HIV/AIDS Prevention and Patient Care here on the Treasure Coast. I cover the 4 counties, St. Lucie, Indian River, Okeechobee, and Martin. And I was asked to do this presentation. For those of you that were unable to attend our symposium, we had our statewide minority coordinator down to do the presentation, and he did an awesome job. But we tag team at times, and we do this all over, so it's nothing new for us. I just like real quick. Eric did his presentation. We also have another project, and it's called The Faces of AIDS, and it's a semi-truck that is going around the state of Florida with pictures of people living with HIV and AIDS, and their story is attached to it, and it's an educational opportunity for people to go into that semi-trailer and take a look at the pictures and read the stories about the people. And we just happen to have one of the famous people in this room. You might want his autograph. His name is Steve Holt. Stand, Steve. Let's give him a hand. He's brave enough to do this for the state of Florida and for our area. In the state of Florida, the population is 18.8 million, making us number 4 in the nation. 60% white, 16% black, 22% Hispanic, and 2% other. For the AIDS cases, we rank 3rd in the nation. Okay? State of Florida, 3rd in the nation. For pediatrics, we rank 2nd in the nation. 2nd in the nation. Okay? Cumulative cases of AIDS, HIV, not AIDS, we have 47,695. Persons living with AIDS, reported, keyword reported, 97,436. HIV prevalence estimates are at least 130,000. Incidents, 5,000. AIDS deaths, I have good news for you. AIDS deaths have decreased. Due to the hard work of Project Response, Eric, Steve, our consortiums, the Indian River County Network, those of you that have been involved in HIV/AIDS for just recently or for a very long time. I have 31 years in public health. I've been around from day 1 of counseling and testing. So I've been around since day 1 of the epidemic. I watched it grow, and now I'm very anxious to watch it decrease. Yeah. So the decrease in AIDS deaths has been an awesome progression for me. The progress of doing that is just, I can't tell you how many people I know about walk in the hospital and don't walk out. They're diagnosed for the first time. And to see the AIDS deaths decreasing, I get a little full, sometimes when I'm talking about it because I have a passion for what we're doing. And again, applaud yourselves real quick. Now let's talk about the epidemic among Florida's men. And I'm going to start at the bottom. 1 in 111 Hispanic men are living with HIV/AIDS. 1 in 195 white. And 1 in 40 black. Now that's serious. It's better, but it's still serious. I am dying for us to get to 0. 0 new infections. The epidemic among women in Florida. Starting at the bottom again. 1 in 462 Hispanics. 1,085 white. 1 in 60 black. Again, blacks are disproportionately impacted. Why? You have to ask yourself why. If I have time, I'm going to answer the why at the end. Somebody tie him up, okay? Now, in Indian River County, let's bring it home. 1 in 324 Hispanic men. 1 in 633 white men. What was it for the state?
1 in 40?
For black?
Yep.
1 in 60?
For women.
1 in 40 for black.
All right. So in Indian River County, you have 1 in 49. Okay? Pay attention to the numbers. Keep that in the back of your mind. All right, let's go to the women. 1 in 703 Hispanics, 1 in 1640 for white, and 1 in 71 for black. Okay? Here in Indian River County, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had a screen. I don't have to flip the pages. Thank you. Here in Indian River County, again, you know, we have so many programs and we put on so many events. We just recently added Women and Girls. There's a national event that starts in March, and we normally start the event off in St. Lucie County, but I spread it out to cover the 4 counties. Indian River just had its second Women and Girls event. And I want to tell you that it was so impactful. We have awesome speakers. And keep in mind, keep these dates, these special activities on your calendar. So if you can participate, it's worth it to help us to get to 0 black women being infected with HIV/AIDS, 0 black men being infected with HIV/AIDS, 0 white men, Hispanic, men and women. We got to get to 0. This epidemic has been around long enough, and we have to continue to fight. Young black gay men. Okay. Next slide, please. There you go. Among men ages 13 to 24, how many of you can tell me what is the MSM? Men who have sex with men are 14 times more likely to test HIV positive than white men. Why? Can anybody tell me why? I know it's not a question and answer session, but I just want to ask real quick. We have so many health disparities in our community because HIV/AIDS is a taboo, as was mentioned earlier. There's still a stigma attached, a serious stigma that we have to get rid of. And in order for us to get to 0, we're going to have to attack this disease head on. We're going to have to talk about it over the dinner table. You have guests at Thanksgiving, you know, pass the cranberry sauce. And by the way, did you know that in Indian River County, 1 in, you get what I'm saying? We just have to learn how to talk about it. We cannot continue to suppress this information that we know about and we know that's killing people in our community. We have to get it out. We have to talk about it. We have to save lives. Okay, we're in the church. We're in the soul-saving business, right, in church? Okay? We're also supposed to be in the life-saving business. It's all a part of it. It's all a part of ministry. Next slide, please. Access. This is also part of the National AIDS Strategy that President Obama signed off on a couple of years ago. Access to health care was one of the #1 issues that impacted the success of HIV and AIDS. Access to health care, access to medication, access to counseling, access to facilities, access to meet all of your needs. Why should we have substandard services? We should. People that are uninsured, underinsured, can receive the same services as anybody else. Maybe not as well as Magic Johnson, but we can keep you alive. And I want you to know today, and I want you to tell people in the community, you can't look at a person and tell if they're HIV infected, but you know what? Doesn't hurt to share the information. You never know. You never know. What does a person look like that's infected? Does Miss Alma look like she's infected? Okay, that's your answer. They look just like her. They look like me. They look like you. We have to share the information. The high incidence and the high prevalence of HIV/AIDS in our community can decrease.